how are you?
Hi, Elena. I'm great, thanks. How about you?
I'm doing well too today. We have a very interesting topic to talk about, international migration.
Yes, many people move from one country to another for different reasons. Some move for work, others for education, and some because of difficult situations in their home country.
Exactly. Before we start our discussion, let's go over some important words we will use today.
Good idea. I'll start with the first word, migration. Migration means moving from one place to another, especially to live or work in a new place. For example, many birds migrate to warmer places in the winter.
Yes, and when we talk about international migration, it means moving from one country to another. For example, he migrated from India to Canada for a better job.
The next word is immigrant. An immigrant is a person who moves to another country to live there permanently. For example, my neighbor is an immigrant from Brazil.
That's right. The opposite of immigrant is emigrant. An emigrant is someone who leaves their country to live in another place. For example, he emigrated from Italy to Australia.
Another word is refugee. A refugee is a person who has to leave their country because of war, violence, or danger. For example, many refugees move to other countries for safety.
Yes, we also have the word citizenship. Citizenship means being a legal member of a country. For example, after living in Canada for many years, she got Canadian citizenship.
A similar word is visa. A visa is an official document that allows a person to enter or stay in a country for a certain time. For example, he got a student visa to study in Germany.
Another important word is remittances. Remittances are the money that migrants send back to their families in their home country. For example, she sends remittances to her parents every month.
And let's not forget integration. Integration means becoming part of a new society and culture. For example, learning the local language helps with integration.
Great! Now that we know these words, let's talk more about international migration. Jack, why do you think people decide to move to another country?
There are many reasons. Some people move for economic reasons, which means they want a better job and more money. Others move for education, to study in a good university.
Yes, many students move to other countries for better education. For example, a student from India might go to the United States to study at a top university.
Right. And some people migrate because of political or social problems in their country. If there is war or conflict, they might have to leave to stay safe.
That's very true. Some people also move because of natural disasters like earthquakes, floods, or droughts. If their home is destroyed, they might have to start a new life somewhere else.
Yes, but migration is not always easy. Moving to a new country can be exciting, but it can also be difficult.
Absolutely. When people move, they have to adjust to a new culture, language, and lifestyle. This can be hard, especially if they don't know anyone in the new country.
That's why integration is so important. Learning the local language and making new friends can help people feel at home in a new country.
Yes, some governments also have special programs to help immigrants adjust. They offer language classes, job training, and support for families.
That's helpful, but sometimes immigrants face challenges like discrimination or unemployment. Some employers don't want to hire people from other countries, and some people are not friendly to immigrants.
That's really sad, but many immigrants work hard, start businesses, and contribute a lot to their new country. They bring new ideas, skills, and cultures.
That's true. Many successful people in the world were immigrants. They made important discoveries, started big companies, or became leaders in their new country.
Yes, migration has always been a part of human history. People have moved from place to place for thousands of years. Even today, migration continues to change our world.
Yes, migration has always been part of human history. People move for many reasons, and their journeys shape the world in different ways. But let's talk about the challenges migrants face when they arrive in a new country.
That's an important topic. One of the biggest challenges is the language barrier. If someone moves to a country where people speak a different language, it can be very difficult to communicate.
Yes. Imagine moving to a country where you don't understand the signs, can't ask for help, or don't know how to fill out important documents. It can be frustrating and stressful.
That's why many immigrants take language classes or practice speaking with native speakers. Learning the local language helps them find jobs, make friends, and feel more comfortable in their new home.
Another challenge is finding a job. Some immigrants have great skills, but if their qualifications are not recognized in the new country, they might have to take jobs that are very different from what they did before.
That's true. A doctor from one country might have to work as a taxi driver or in a restaurant because they don't have the right certification. It can take years for some professionals to work in their field again.
And then there is the emotional side of migration. Some people feel homesick because they miss their family, their culture, and their way of life.
Yes, and it's even harder when they move alone. If they don't have friends or family in the new country, they can feel lonely.
That's why community support is so important. Many cities have immigrant communities where people from the same country help each other. They share advice, celebrate cultural traditions, and make newcomers feel welcome.
That's a great point. When people feel accepted, it's easier for them to adjust and integrate into society. But sometimes migrants face discrimination or negative stereotypes.
Yes, unfortunately, some people think immigrants take jobs away from locals or don't want to adapt to the new culture. But in reality, many immigrants work very hard and contribute a lot to society.
Exactly. They bring new skills, open businesses, and help the economy grow. In many countries, immigrants do jobs that locals don't want to do, like farming, cleaning, or construction.
That's true. And not just in labor jobs, many immigrants become doctors, engineers, and scientists, making big contributions to their new country.
Yes, migration is not just a challenge. It's also an opportunity. It allows people to have a better life, and it also helps countries grow and become more diverse.
Yes, migration is not just a challenge, it's also an opportunity. It helps people find a better life, and it also makes countries more diverse and interesting. But let's talk about how migration affects both the country people leave and the country they move to.
That's a great point. When people leave their home country, it can have both positive and negative effects. On the one hand, families might miss their loved ones, and the country loses workers, especially skilled professionals like doctors, engineers, and teachers.
Yes, that's called brain drain when educated and talented people leave a country to work somewhere else. It can be a big problem for developing countries because they lose some of their best workers.
Exactly. But on the other hand, migration can also help the home country. Many migrants send remittances money they earn in their new country to their families back home. This money helps pay for food, education, and healthcare.
That's true. In some countries, remittances are a big part of the economy. When people send money home, it helps local businesses and improves the quality of life for many families.
And what about the countries that receive immigrants? They also experience both positive and negative effects.
Yes, a positive effect is that immigrants help fill jobs that local workers might not want to do. Many industries, like agriculture, construction, and healthcare, depend on immigrant workers.
That's right. And immigrants also bring cultural diversity. They introduce new foods, traditions, and ideas, which makes society richer and more interesting.
But some people worry that too much migration can put pressure on housing, schools, and healthcare systems. If too many people move to a city too quickly, it can be hard for the government to provide enough services for everyone.
That's a real challenge. That's why good immigration policies are important. Governments need to make sure that migrants have opportunities while also supporting local communities.
Yes, when migration is managed well, it can be a win-win situation. Migrants can build a better life, and their new country can benefit from their skills, hard work, and cultural contributions.
That's why understanding migration is so important. It's not just about people moving, it's about how societies change and grow because of it.
That's why understanding migration is so important. It's not just about people moving, it's about how societies change and grow because of it. But let's also talk about the personal experiences of migrants. What is life really like for someone who moves to a new country?
That's a great question. Every migrant has a different story. Some people move and feel happy right away, while others struggle at first. It depends on their situation. Do they have a job? Do they know the language? Do they have family or friends to help them?
Yes, some migrants feel excited about their new life. They enjoy discovering new places, meeting new people, and learning new things. It can be an adventure.
But for others, migration is difficult. They may feel culture shock, which means they feel confused or uncomfortable because everything around them is different: the language, the food, the traditions.
That's true. Even simple things, like shopping at the supermarket or using public transport, can feel difficult in a new country. Some people feel lost at first.
And then there's the emotional side. Many migrants feel lonely because they are far from their family and friends. They miss home, especially during holidays or special events.
Yes, but over time, most people adjust. They make new friends, build a routine, and start to feel more comfortable. Many migrants say that after a few years, they feel like they have two homes: their home country and their new country.
That's a beautiful way to put it. Migration can be challenging, but it can also be a way to grow, learn, and experience new things. Many people feel proud that they were able to start a new life in a different place.
Absolutely. And the world today is becoming more connected, so migration will continue to be an important part of our global society.
Yes, that's why it's important for people to understand migration, not just from statistics and news reports, but from the real experiences of migrants themselves.
Yes, that's why it's important for people to understand migration, not just from statistics and news reports, but from the real experiences of migrants themselves. Migration is more than just moving from one place to another. It's about people, their dreams, and their struggles.
Exactly. Some people migrate for safety, others for a better job, and some just want new experiences. But no matter the reason, every migrant faces challenges and opportunities.
We've talked about why people migrate, the difficulties they face, and the impact on both their home country and the new country. Migration brings change, but it also brings diversity, innovation, and economic growth.
Yes, and while there are challenges, migration also helps countries develop. When people move to new places, they bring new ideas, skills, and cultures. It's what makes our world so connected.
And for migrants themselves, it's a journey of growth. They learn new languages, adapt to different cultures, and build new lives. Many people find success and happiness in their new homes.
That's a great message. So, if you're learning English and thinking about moving to another country, remember migration is a journey, and every journey has challenges. But with patience, effort, and support, people can create new opportunities for themselves.
And we hope this podcast helped you not only learn about migration, but also improve your English. Listening to real conversations is a great way to practice.
Yes, if you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to like this podcast, leave a comment, and share it with your friends and family. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Have you ever moved to a new place? What was your experience like?
And don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more interesting conversations to help you learn English.
Thank you for listening.
Take care, and see you next time.